you all for watching. It is our
Yes.
March training, 2016.
I have to send Stephanie a message because I told her we weren't starting till 10.
Okay, so yeah, do that so everyone watches
Yes.
and sees. It's great.
That's fine. She doesn't care.
All right, cool.
Okay, awesome. Welcome, welcome. I love that we have a full house. This month, y'all, I am really, really excited. And I have been excited about Plexus.
You're not excited in other months?
No, can you stop?
You're really excited.
I have been excited. There have been seasons in our business, I think probably for a lot of us that have been around for a while, you have seasons where you feel like when you first start, it's like, yes, I'm going to take the world by storm. This business is going to be life-changing. And it is in some form or fashion. And then you have these other seasons where you're like, holy cow, what's going on? I know this is the right thing. I know I'm supposed to be doing this, but I'm not seeing any of the fruit of it in my life right this second. And sometimes those seasons you just have to push through, and those are necessary and required. But I feel like and certainly with some of the back office challenges that we have had, which are just they're necessary growing pains, guys. We really kind of need to welcome the growing pains, because just like with our kids, when they go through some awkwardness and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stand it, it gets you to the other side where it's a necessary pain really to go through. And so I feel like even though not 100%, we're not there yet, but I really, really, really feel like March is going to be huge for our team. I mean, and I say that whether you're new or if you've been around for a while. I know with our team alone that we have 18 projected rank advancements for the month of March.
How many?
From gold to emerald. 18. 18. And a lot of those are people that are in this room that have been sowing seed into their business. And the cool thing is that your business, whether you've been at it for 3 months, you've been at it a month, or you've been at it 3 years, it can all change in an instant. Every single person in this room could turn gold by the end of this month, potentially, right, Phil?
For real.
For real. No, like seriously, you're looking at me like you don't believe me.
I totally believe you. I'm just looking
I'm
at the
supposed to be
agenda.
preaching at the choir. I know, you're getting mad because I'm off topic.
No, I love it. I love it.
Anyway, I'm super excited. I hope that you're super excited about March. It's a 31-day month. We always have better months when we have 31 days.
Agreed.
We do.
Statistically correct.
I will let you talk about the first announcement.
Well, I'll let you do the first thing.
Is pray.
Okay.
Yes, we'll pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you and praise you for this time together. We thank you for those that are not with us, that are watching online. I just know also, Lord, that there has been a lot going on, as there always is, but a lot going on specifically with different people on our teams, with illness, with family situations. And Lord, I just lift up every one of those to you. I ask you to cover those. We know that when we gather together to pray, that you hear our cry and you hear our prayer and that you answer us. And so I just ask that today that you redeem this time, that you impart something specific and personal to us that we are able to take and run with this month with our business. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. So announcements.
Okay, excuse me.
So that's awesome. Announcements. In February, we added, sorry, for those of you watching at home, it's just an Amazon Prime issue. It's just a first world problem. Okay. February stats. We added 71 new ambassadors to the team in a short month of February, which is awesome. Fantastic. We had nearly $150,000 in personal volume, which is also for a short month, all fantastic. And we had quite a few promotions. One we want to highlight, Stephanie Caldwell went to gold.
Yes, she is our first gold ambassador invited to the Glitter Light Gold Party that will be in Vegas. And that means that her sponsor, who is a gold ambassador, soon to be senior gold, is also invited. So you want to make that guest list.
That's right. And then the Rookie of the Month, Allison Dittman. Why is she the Rookie of the Month?
Well, we are super excited. She is a level 7 to us, which is so cool to have that much growth, that far down. We have somebody that's just exploding with their business. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday. She said she'd be watching. I will be doing a graphic and a post about her little story, but she has been with Plexus. She started off as a customer. She started about 3 months ago, I believe, and she's lost 40 pounds. She has a brand new baby. She lives in State College or near State College in Pennsylvania. But as Providence would have it, she's moving to Allen in 2 weeks, Allen, Texas.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you know where Allen is? And I'm like, oh, yes, we do. We would have a hookup for you. So she's a new mama. She's super excited. And the thing is that she knows that her own story, and she was just excited about that. And I think I was waiting on her to respond, but from what I can see in the reports, I think she's added 6 on her team or 7 on her team this last month, and this last month was her first month.
That's great.
So super excited. She turned silver as well as had someone under her turn silver. So
Fantastic.
congratulations to you.
Okay.
And be watching. You could be our rookie of the month next month.
Okay.
Where are we at now?
Number 2.
This.
Yep.
Okay, so this is going to be painful for some of you in the room, and hopefully not in a bad way.
Well, so here, I'll pause.
Yeah, this needs to be your
I'll do this
explanation,
one.
not mine.
All right, so it's a good announcement.
I'm moving.
I'm big on something called paradigm shifts in thought. All right, which is simply that what you thought and what you knew and what you believed yesterday doesn't necessarily have to apply to today. So it's just a paradigm shift in your thought, and it's a way for you to grow. So this is going to tie into the training today, and it's something that comes directly from a diamond that has 13? No, 7. Oh, sorry, only 7 diamonds
She
underneath
and her
her.
husband are diamond.
And so the paradigm shift in thought, or the announcement is, going forward, we're only going to recognize on the team page people that do over 500 PV and team growth. We're not going to separate it by 1,000, 2,500. We're only going to recognize $500 in PV and above, and we're going to recognize those that have a certain level of team growth. So that's the next announcement. We'll tie in how that ties into training, but you'll enjoy why.
And if you get $2,500 in PV, we will come and love on you and send you a personal message.
That it's a red flag. All right, cool. Back
That's
up.
enough to say about that
All right.
right now.
Number 3.
Okay, can I hold my own? I have to have
Yeah,
control.
you
Sorry.
swatted the flag.
Okay, so convention is coming up. When is convention? Who knows when convention is? Awesome. Awesome. In Vegas. Be there. We know if you have attended a convention here, we had a convention here 2 years ago locally. The people that were in this room, I know that you would say that it definitely marks your business to be better than what it was prior to convention. And even more so, I would challenge you that when you go somewhere and you invest in yourself, that you're more vested. You're more vested in what you're spending your time and your money on. So make every effort to be there. It's not just going to be one big party. I think you will have fun, and I think you will connect with lots of people all over the country. Yeah. But to be in an environment where 15,000 other Plexus ambassadors will be, to see there are going to be multiple new products released at convention. You want to be there. You want to have that energy and that know-how, that being the first in the know, to be able to maximize on your business going into the summer. Yep. So make every effort to be there. You can register at plexusconvention.vegas if you have not.
That's the new website. So it's plexusconvention.vegas, VEGAS.
It's at the MGM. The rate, there is an MGM rate for Plexus. I think it's like $119 or $139.
If there's room still available.
If there's room still available, but in Vegas there are no shortage of rooms and there's no shortage of good deals.
How much does it cost to register?
It costs $99 to register. Okay. However, if you are selling product and you are adding to your team, you are acquiring points right now, and those points can be, you can earn a certain number of points to get that refunded, and that's refunded to you actually right before you go to Vegas, or that Friday before you're in Vegas. So you're going to have that money accessed back to you. You can also earn an additional $300 voucher. You can earn all kinds of other winner's dinner. You can earn cool prizes, like there's a jewelry platter supposedly. That
by the way, anyone in this room can win that, and I can teach you the math offline. But
yes.
It's real simple.
Yes, it does. You don't have to be a leader, and that's what is so awesome about what Plexus offers us, and always the way that they stack and comprise their convention contests. That what happened?
I do not know. Just keep going.
Okay. That anybody can win anything. I know that there are people in this room that have a higher number of points than I have right now. Okay. So that's just proof that if you work your business, you will benefit. You will totally benefit. So cool. Lots of fun things there. Be there with us if you want to participate or earn our personal contest, the Glitter Like Gold. You have to be registered to go to Vegas to do so. So, all right.
Convention credits are now active in your back office under reports, member summary. You'll see a little box on the right-hand side that gives you an update on your convention credits. I encourage you as well to, someone is FaceTiming and it's just making me crazy.
Our kids.
All right, so, stay off the computer, thank you. Okay, so,
We will kill you if you don't.
this is the worst video we've ever done.
Sorry. Sorry, people
So
online.
they're now active.
We're here.
Again, member summary, convention credits. What I was going to say is make sure you are tracking those yourselves. Just to make sure, not that we don't trust the systems, but we know a few people have had
Missed
some
upgrades.
missed some upgrades or missed some updates on that. So check, just have your own record to prove against
And
it.
it's live. However, the ads for your levels 1 through 4 will not be accumulated or added until that Friday that the commission check would come out for those.
Right.
So if you were adding anybody like today, that wouldn't be in there for another week.
Right.
So don't freak out like, well, I'm supposed to have 2 more added. And they were new people.
Correct. Okay.
Awesome. Who knows what March 15th is?
My birthday.
It is.
Happy birthday.
The big 50. Woohoo! That's awesome. What else? Ronnie, stop. What else is on March 15th besides Stephanie Beck's birthday? Opportunity meeting, opportunity of a lifetime meeting. So we're fortunate that Plexus from corporate realizes that people need to see who's running this company and that we're not just a bunch of weirdos that meet at somebody's house like this and have a cult meeting and whatever. So
I don't know that anyone has that thought, but that's good.
I'm sorry. Raise your hand if you thought that network marketing before you were in it was a bunch of weirdos.
Who thought that we were cult leaders?
Yes,
Okay.
people think that. Thank you.
All right.
So March 15th, Hyatt Regency downtown. Our Chief Marketing Officer, Alec Clark, will be in town. And so will Suzanne Clinton, who is a Diamond Ambassador, as well as Michelle Thomas. And she's a Diamond Ambassador. She is one of my favorites. She is so down to earth and really awesome and real practical. She and her husband, Tim, run Rock the Pink, if you are familiar with that. So if you're not, we will get you hooked up on that. But be there March 15th. It's from 7 to 9. Get there early to get your seat. It will be a packed house. But again, another fun opportunity. Great place to bring guests who think, what is this Plexus thing? The testimonies alone that you will hear at something like that are just, they always make me cry. Like they're always surprising and mind-blowing. So they're great.
Okay, we are going to be out of town 6th through the 12th, so make sure if you need us that you get somebody else to help you.
Wow. Okay.
That's what you wrote.
That is not what I wrote. It says lean on your upline. That is not the
Okay,
same
lean
thing.
on your upline. In other words, get somebody else to help you because we're checking out. I'm going to be on a mountain.
He's going to be checked out. Y'all know me.
Yeah.
I will not be completely checked out. So
Yeah.
if you need something, you can reach out to me, but just be aware of that for next week. And y'all enjoy your spring break, whatever your plans are. We want to remind you that as our little success guide, the box, the welcome kits are now starting to come out. These are awesome, Andrea. Oh my word. This is like life-changing to the business.
Yeah.
These are now included with every welcome pack. I just want to remind y'all, in light of all the little bump ups that we've had, if you've noticed what a blessing it's been that the welcome packs have not increased in price because of these. You know, it would have totally been expected. Other people in the industry, they shared with us last week at the Jules training that they sent these out to other marketing people at other companies after ours was created to say, what would you pay for something? What would you expect somebody to pay for this? And every single person came back and said around the $200 range.
Right.
Based on the training and materials that you receive in something to start your business. And we can get in for $34.95 and a welcome pack. So these should be going out. Some of us that had ambassadors join in January and February got a little letter saying that theirs was coming. They should have all been mailed or being mailed this week. So anybody new that joined will be getting this. We have made 10 companion videos to the quick start guide that comes in this. This is an excellent resource for you for training, that you can refer to this and say, I want you to go watch the first video and then get back to me. I want you to watch the first 3 videos and then get back to me, depending on the time availability that somebody has and their interest in developing and growing a business. Even if they're going to be a personal use ambassador, still refer to it. Let them look at it and see if there's anything that knowing somebody's why for joining or taking the products is critical to know how you're going to interact with them successfully.
So in the team page, there's a training document that lists the training video links. Each video is about 3 minutes long. So 30 minutes, they can go through all 10 steps on the Quick Start Guide.
Very doable. And it's there for you guys. It's going to help your businesses. So.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope, it's all you.
All right, so we've got 3 different training topics. We're getting to the meat now. Thank you, baby.
Sure.
You may sit.
I will stay here because you said you
So if you've got your notes or if you're watching online, you've printed this off, we're going to go through the first 2 training topics of our 3. And this is going to be the process for recruiting new ambassadors that we want to use going forward. So let me give you a little background. Jen mentioned her jewel training. Was it 2 weeks ago now? Was it last week? Golly, time flies. So she had jewel training last week, which there were 80 jewels from the Metroplex and around the country who came in. There were 4 different training times. So every jewel who'd been qualified since November of last year and before went through this 2.5 days of intense training. And I've gone to some corporate trainings, and it's intense. But they were starting at 8, finishing at 5:30, minimal break in between working lunches. So anyway, I went up there on Friday night to have a date since I hadn't seen my wife in 2 days. And there were after our little date. That's not what you're thinking. Anyway, yeah. Charles, keep it above water. All right, so I went to see my wife. What? And there were some jewels just kind of sitting in the lounge area in the lobby, and I sat next to Nikki Hinkle, and Zach Hinkle and I chat online, and we talk. They're down in Houston. They're both diamonds. Have been diamonds for quite some time. They did it in 10 months, I believe, very quickly. And some background: she's a mathematician. And he is not only a former airline pilot, but also runs anti-terrorist software protection for large credit card companies. So very intelligent people, really sweet people. And so I sat next to them just to have a casual conversation. And I never am able to do that. I basically go right in with a fastball because when I'm around people who I think get it, I want to know answers to questions. So my first question to Nikki was, okay, what are you doing to be so successful? Give it to me. And when I've talked to many other diamonds, not that the answers aren't good, but they're usually kind of all over the place. Nikki hit it straight. I mean, her first response, I was locked in, and it's the first thing on your notes here. We love personal use ambassadors. So I asked her, what's the secret? What are you doing differently? She said, we love personal use ambassadors. So we talked a little bit more, and she said, hey, you know what? It's a cycle. The cycle is you get a customer, you convert them to a personal use ambassador, and then you let them eventually become or allow them to become an income earning ambassador. Okay.
How many of y'all saw that picture?
You're going to tell. Please.
How many of y'all saw that picture that was going around on Facebook, and Phil posted, I believe, with the hands raised of all those jewels that were sitting in there that started as wholesale or personal use ambassadors? I think we're under this impression that even though that happened for most of us, and that picture proved that most people came into the business just wanting the best price, that for some reason we lose and we disconnect with that, and we think we have to go after somebody that we see the potential in, or that has even expressed to us. And if they don't do one of 2 of those things, then I just need them as a customer. I can't even think about approaching them with the business.
Right.
And this is part of that beginning of that paradigm shift. If you look at a room of jewels and think all those people started thinking, I just want my products for free. I just want a discount. And now they're making every single person in that room, the minimum that they were making is $10,000 a month. The top, Celeste was in my meeting, we have figured out from her clues and her hints that she makes over $220,000 a month.
That was a couple months ago. So
right. Continuing to
okay. All right. So in 45 minutes. Okay. So number 1 is we love personal use ambassadors. It's a cycle. Customer, personal use ambassador, and the last one is income earning ambassador. Okay. And then this is the phrase I love from Nikki. Not everybody sees themselves as a network marketer, but everybody loves a good deal. Think about that. Again, not everyone wants to dedicate part of their Saturday learning how to be better sharers and want to earn income. But every single person who's here and not here loves a good deal. I don't think anyone wants a bad deal. Everyone loves a good deal. So those are the paradigm shifts. Then Nikki, in that 45 minutes, gave me her system that we're going to go through today, and we want you all to train your team and you all to follow going forward because it works. And we've already seen that. Who had like 3 or 4 people say that they're ready to go from customer to ambassador this week? Taryn, yeah. So this is the verbiage to use, and this is the process. So number 1, you're going to get a customer. Now, what's the most popular product or product system that people usually get when they become customers? Triplex. How much? And we, by the way, we don't care if they're preferred or retail. Okay, just a customer. They want to be retail. Okay, preferred. We earn more bonuses, and it's better for them. But you'll see in this system going forward, it's okay if they're retail. So get a customer. Triplex is always the best way to start. How much is Triplex in terms of PV? Is it over $100 in spend? If they're preferred, or if they're retail, it's more than that. Okay, right? So it's over $100. That's the point, right? And what do we want our preferred use ambassadors to spend? $100. So number 1, get a customer. Number 2, get feedback in the first 30 days. So this is basic stuff, right? You have a customer, you're following up, seeing how they're doing. So far, this process is really simple. Get feedback in the first 30 days. Number 3, you're going to share the pitch, or you could say share the verbiage. Now we're going to skip ahead to what I call the pitch. Do I have a volunteer? Someone who's clearly enunciate. Charles, hey, Charles, why don't you come over here? I love picking on Charles. Come on, Charles. Come meet the world. Do you have your glasses? Do you need them to read?
What now?
Do you need them to read?
Yes.
Okay. So, number 3, share the pitch. Charles, you can use this over the phone. You can use this as an email. You can use this as a text. You can use this as a messenger post. But use this exact verbiage, okay? Go ahead, right there.
Yeah. Hey, I know
I'm going to give you the stage.
And I just wanted to make sure I'll let you know about the opportunity to get them even cheaper. It's only $34.95 per year to be a personal use, direct use ambassador. Sort of like a Costco's or Sam's membership. And then you'll get your products for even cheaper, and you can set up an auto order or just order in your own back office as needed. When you join, you'll set up a website. So if you ever have to do some, if you ever do have someone interested in ordering, they can order from you and you can get paid on their orders. But you don't by any means have to sell. That's opportunity, but that opportunity will just be available if you decide to. There's no quota and no hidden fees. Let me know if you want me to remind you before your ship goes through so we can flip over to ambassador to get it cheaper.
Awesome job. Give me a hand, give me a hand. That's it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this from, well, let me teach you the comp plan. And let me teach you how to share it on Facebook. And let me have to teach you all these things too. You're just going to get it cheaper. I just want to help you get your products cheaper than what you've been getting. You're going to become a personal use ambassador. I like the term, and we argued about this for like 20 minutes before y'all came. So the word we don't want to use anymore is wholesale ambassador, because that just has a negative connotation, kind of like a used car. I drive a pre-owned car, not a used car, right? So instead of wholesale ambassador, replace that with either personal use ambassador, or I like the term direct use ambassador. So by show of hands, see, I think
Like personal use.
personal use ambassador or direct use ambassador,
And Katie said family, even for their family use.
family use ambassador. You know,
Household use.
Household use, sure.
the whole point is we're not going to use that W word anymore, which is wholesale. All right. So that's number 3, share the pitch. Now, number 4, this is critical. Do not let them get to their 4th month discount. So if you have a preferred customer, you know in the 4th month, they go from getting it at preferred customer rates to getting a 10% discount. Now, why would you not want that to happen?
That's the same. Because they won't want to go over.
Why would I pay $34.95 if I'm getting the products at the same price, right?
Mhm.
So if they're taking it for a month, they're taking it for 2 months. I mean, let's not waste any more money. You're loving the results. You're a happy customer. Let's now get it for even cheaper. Go ahead.
You're here.
Yes?
Okay. So the point, it's something to think about because not everybody's going to just say, yeah, do it. Go ahead and sign me up, right? The things you need to think about and be armed with are, there's a couple of things. That money back guarantee is only going to, they may bring that up. You can still say, well, you're still going to have 5 days, but we already know that you love it. You have to be able to know what they loved about the product in the first place to bring them back to that and go, you're already telling me you're sleeping better. You're already telling me you're not eating
Right.
at the cafeteria,
Remember,
blah, blah, blah.
in step 2, you're getting the
You're
feedback.
doing that. So you're reminding them of that. The other thing to remember is that that preferred pricing for them is only going to get better on that 4th month with just what they've been ordering. So let's say, gosh, you've talked to them and they really want to add X Factor. That personal use is going to allow them to get the best price immediately for X Factor. If they sign up preferred, they're going to still be paying more and then still be waiting with that 4th month to get that discount.
Seriously?
Yes.
So they're preferred? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
the preferred is only good pricing for whatever that 4th month pricing. You can't go and suddenly add 96 and all of that to get an additional 10% off. It's only whatever you've been ordering for the previous
4
3
months.
orders or 3 months. So when we're wanting to expand and help them, and Phil's going to get to that on the
Yeah.
next point, that's going to be a key piece to using against an objection.
Okay. So number 5.
Shalina has a question.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's just say we get them to convert to an ambassador,
Uh-huh.
and they still wanted the 60-day money back guarantee. Could they sign up their husband as a preferred customer? I mean, can you tell them that?
If their husband's going to be a customer, their husband can sign up as a preferred customer under them. We're going to get away from trying to juice the system.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
table that. We'll come back to that one.
Okay.
Number 5. So number 5 is easy. You're going to convert them to a personal use, family use, direct use ambassador, and let them know there's no selling required. We're taking away that objection, that burden, and just saying you're already spending over $100 in products. This is a way to get it cheaper. I'm just, I want to convert you. I want you to become a personal use ambassador. Oh, by the way, I mean, if you ever share it with anyone and they buy from your website, you actually get your products paid for. But you don't have to do that. This is just for your own use. Okay. Number 6, we're going to add them to the team page. Number 6 is add them to the team page. Okay. Yes.
Before we went into the team pitch and all that,
Mhm.
okay, so we signed them up as an ambassador.
Uh-huh.
So what about the welcome pack? Are we offering the welcome pack? We never read, I actually never knew if the welcome pack is available for 30 days, once they sign, or 60 days.
It's available for
Okay.
60. We are going to teach and preach that they get the welcome pack because that encourages them to take advantage one time of the deepest discount they'll ever get. So that triplex will never be $99 ever again
Mhm.
with the welcome kit. And then you want them to have that in hand. And as I understand it, the $34.95 right now, if you sign up just for $34.95, you do not get this kit.
Right.
You only get your website.
Right.
So we want to give them tools. So you set it up as there's not an option to get the $34.95 by itself. Seriously, if you present that as an
Right.
option, well, then people are going to go, well, I already have products for sure. Yeah, I'll just do that, and then I'll order it when I need it.
No.
It doesn't work.
Not only that, just with the triplex,
Mhm.
that month that they go into ambassador, they already have the money for that $34.95 right there.
Right,
That's right.
exactly.
It pays for itself.
Exactly.
That's right. Good.
Perfect.
So number 6, again, is add them to the team page.
Even if they don't want to be added to the team page.
It's
Here's why.
required.
So
It's part of it.
It's part, now here's why, okay? So the question was,
Paradigm.
we're gonna knock some paradigms. Even if they don't want to be added, here's what happens when they get added to the team page. And by the way, this is not Phil and Jen Mango. This is Zach and Nikki Hinkle, so blame them. But here's why. Because let's say they're just doing triplex, okay? We know that there's X Factor, there's Mega X, there's Nerve Support, there's all these other products. They get exposed to that. They have, at their own leisure, can learn about those things. Now it's not Jackie trying to sell them more product. It's them reading and
What was
seeing
that
about
I
all
saw
these
on the
different
page
testimonies. What is
yesterday?
all that stuff? What is
Like I
this?
posted yesterday.
So now they're exposed to everyone sharing with them, not just you.
And then that's the responsibility on us and on all of you that have team pages, that your team page becomes a place where it's not just about, certainly not about griping about things, but it's not just about celebrating the business end of things. It's providing tips and
Resource.
information and resources every day so people are like, oh, I think I saw something about drinking water. That's going to remind me. I'm so
Right.
glad that I'm supported. And
It's
really
more of a support.
send it
That's
off and pitch it as this is going to be a support page for you.
Okay. Number 7, at some point, engage them to share if they want. So after they've been part of the team page, after they got their welcome pack, after they've been taking the products again for 60 days, and now they're seeing some different testimonies, they're seeing all these things about new products, and they're starting to see and feel some results, encourage them to share if they want to.
You are going to continue to treat them like they are a preferred customer.
Right.
So you're going to be checking on them. You should know what their goals are, and you should be tapping into that and asking about that. More than likely, it's going to be a much easier transition to say, oh yeah, so-and-so on the team page, I don't know if you saw this, but Erica's lost, da-da-da-da-da. Maybe you could reach out to her. And you start connecting people that are personal use ambassadors with other people on the team page that they see them strictly as support. And then you realize, no, I'm really connecting them with somebody that can totally engage them and get them excited about the potential of the business in a totally different way than I can personally.
Good. And then number 8, wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. You do this with 1, you do it with 2, you do it with 3. So for example, all of the customers that you signed up in January, right now, you should be having conversations with them, seeing how they're doing, and start talking to them using this verbiage. I want to give it to you cheaper. That's what we should be doing.
And don't do it 3 days before their auto ship is supposed
No.
to go out.
No, now, it's now.
It's right now. Start
Right
having the conversation. Even if their order comes up and they are on an auto ship for the 31st.
Yes.
Have the conversation now so you can answer the questions. You can give them time to process. You don't come across as the, hurry up, we got to decide by the 28th because I don't want to miss out on our 29th or whatever it is. You're creating that urgency. We don't want to do that to where, because then people will push back and say, no, just leave it as it is. That's good.
All right, so let me summarize this, and then I'm going to give you the math so that this all gels.
Blows your mind.
Okay. Number 1, get a customer. Number 2, get feedback in the first 30 days. Number 3, share the verbiage or share the pitch. Number 4, do not let them get to their 4th month discount. Number 5, convert them to a personal use ambassador where there's no selling required. Number 6, add them to the team page so they can learn best practices with our products. 7, engage them to share if they want to. 8, wash, rinse, and repeat. So now let's skip down to where it says the math, okay? So I trust, but I verify, right? I like to trust, but I verify. So after spending 45 minutes with Nikki and Zach and getting all this, I went and I did the math. So I know that if I wanted to win winner's dinner, for example, it would take 875 points. I could do that by getting $2,500 in PV a month. I did the math and figured out $2,500 in PV, which, Erica, that's typically what you do, right? So it's around 30 customers, right? Give or take, maybe 25 to 30 customers. Okay. So I did that PV. I said I had 25 preferred customers on Triplex for 3 months. And then I said, well, what if I had 25 ambassadors on Triplex for 3 months? So if I'm PV focused, I get 2,500 PV. I don't convert them to ambassadors. I'm just getting customers. With preferred bonuses and commission, you make $3,300. So under PV focused, in 3 months, you'll make $3,300.
That seems good.
That's good. $1,100 a month, great.
Awesome.
If you are ambassador focused, using this system, which we want all of you to do, and all of your teams to do, and all of you all to do, the same 25 customers on Triplex will make you $5,725 over 3 months.
And let's just talk about thinking, oh my gosh, I can't add 25 customer or ambassadors to my team every month, because I know that's going through a lot of your heads. Like, well, that's not possible. But the way that our system and our comp plan is set up is that we benefit at some level with the business builder bonuses 4 levels down. You benefit for the same point value 3 levels down. So that 25 ambassadors in a month for somebody that has 3 people under them cuts that number into 8. And if you have more, if you're wide, then that cuts it into maybe 2 or 3 that you're responsible for. So if you have a team right now, or you're even building a team right now, that 25 ambassadors does not have to be you to get that kind of math. That 25, but yet conversely for your PV is up to you, only you, unless you're a senior Ruby ambassador and you get $700 worth of PV at the last day of them.
More than that. It was 1,600.
When you're a senior Ruby ambassador, our company has an awesome program that they dump all of the customers that go into the system that don't have an ambassador and that they're enrolling under, they give them randomly to senior Ruby. So Phil ended up with $1,600 extra in PV this last month on the very last day of the
In the
month.
last 3 hours of the month.
Yeah.
Well, he's at a hockey game.
He was at a hockey game, yes. Not working, not having those conversations, not building up customer relations with all those people. And you know, the minute you lose a preferred customer, then you have to go out and farm to find your own preferred customer, because nobody's giving it to you unless you're a senior Ruby. Conversely, with your ambassadors, you can be building your business to find ambassadors, but if you're training and teaching this, your ambassadors are finding their ambassadors who are finding their ambassadors. So you work smarter and not harder. So the numbers, we want you to see the numbers that it's better, but it's also the way that you approach your business and how you're working it so that you don't get burned out.
We did a team training on this on Monday night, so it's posted on our YouTube page and it's posted on the team page. So if you want to see this again in more in depth, I've got a PowerPoint that goes along with it. You can watch this, but these are the steps that we taught, and this is what we want to follow as a team, and we want you all doing this starting now.
Right. Rainey Anderson, who is our diamond upline, she watched it 2 days ago, cracks me up because 2 things she said to me. She was like, this is like code crack. Like we've cracked, feels like crack to code with the Hinkles information. And she's excited about it. There's a challenge that's going to be coming on the Team All In page, so be watching for that for this week. But then the second thing she said is, she goes, I've never considered getting a business membership at Costco. And Phil's math on the video made me totally think that I need a Costco membership for the business side, not the regular one. So there's all kinds of little tidbits of learning on that YouTube training.
Okay, we'll save all the questions for the end. If you got a question, write it down, but we'll go to the next training topic. Cool? Awesome.
Awesome. Good job, baby. Good job. Okay, so when we are thinking about adding all of these people to our team, the thing that I've thought about a lot this week is we're great at acquiring business, but are we great at keeping our business or maintaining our business? And so I want to help you think of a way that we collectively as a group can work on keeping this business. Now, there will always be exceptions, and a lot of times with these personal use, we're going to have to kind of finesse those relationships to kind of know where people are. I know Jackie already is having some issues about thinking about some people that don't want to be added to a team page. And people are people, and you have to let them, at the end of the day, if they take themselves off, they take themselves off. So this may be like that, but I want this to be our general rule that when we are adding an ambassador, that we have a 3-way welcome call. Who has done a 3-way call in this room for their business? Great. Okay. Not everyone. They can seem intimidating. They can seem kind of awkward because, well, now I've got to coordinate with this person and I have to coordinate with this person, and this person could totally bulldoze over this brand new person who I don't want to. And so hopefully we can eliminate some of those fears today and talk through the process and put a process in place with our team. But I do feel like, again, this was another one of those conversations that I had with someone during my training last week, and they said, I swear by welcome calls, 3-way welcome calls, because it connects people from the very beginning and we don't lose them. And what we talked about at the very beginning of this meeting today was that excitement that you feel when you're getting, even as a customer, because there's hope there. You have either been in pain or you've been exhausted or you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And now you've been given this opportunity for hope. We want to capture that. And we want to make it bigger than just the person in that relationship. So we are going to do, here's the what, when, what, who, when, and why. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a 3-way call with your new ambassador and your sponsor. If you do not have an active upline sponsor, then you get the person that you have an active relationship with that's in your upline.
So what's the what?
So-
again? Clearly, what they write down under what?
They're all writing, Bill.
Okay, all right.
So it's going to be the new ambassador, yourself, and your upline. What we're going to do with this is we're going to set some expectations. We're going to obviously welcome them to the team. Let them know that it's not just Katie Wheeler and her crazy bus of Plexus drinks, right? People don't know. They really don't. They see your post and they only know you for whatever you've exposed them to, or maybe several other people, but they don't know who else is out there. And so it validates Katie for that new sponsor. Oh, she's not lying when she says so-and-so is making $400 a month or $1,000 a month or whatever. We want to make sure that we're highlighting what they're going to get in the mail. They're not just going to get their triplex, but they're going to get a box. Well, it's great for Katie to remember that when she's talking to them, but what if I can say, or Andrea can say, hey, you're going to get this super cool box. My favorite thing in the box is the bracelet. It could be somebody else's favorite thing is the card. Somebody else will say, oh my gosh, I love the product cards. But you're highlighting maybe one thing. This call is going to last 10 to 15 minutes long. This is not an opportunity to train. This is simply an opportunity to connect, to bridge the gap, and to allow people to ask a question if they have one. Maybe they haven't thought of saying to Katie, well, can I sell this to my family in New Zealand? That could come up on the phone call. Well, Katie knows the answer to that, but maybe another new ambassador won't. And this is also going to ensure that when we have explosive growth, which I believe we are, is that when the new person signs up under Katie and they sign up their mom the next day, that Katie's like, I'm set up when we're ready to go, and you know that we had a welcome call, and I will have a welcome call with you and your mom. So, or you and your coworker, or you and your neighbor, or you and your whoever. It's automatically setting up that new person can feel confident to not have to know everything and have that to support. I already answered the who, you're upline. I want to make sure that we talk about that. I don't want you to go around somebody, your upline, but go through them. So in some situations, different people have had different things going on in their life where they're not available. So let's talk about your candidate team, Jackie. We know that Jackie Hill is still somewhat in the business. And if Jackie Hill had somebody sign up under her, let's say she would go, well, I know that Kim's not doing anything, so I would just go to Jackie. If for some reason Kim was still active but not really working her business, our encouragement will be that we're going to include Kim in that call, even if Kim's not been around. And then Kim has the choice to say, yes, I would love that, or no, thank you. You can go ahead and let Jackie do it. We want to make sure that we're being respectful on both ends for everybody, that we're giving everybody the opportunity. And if they don't want the opportunity to lead, maybe they just want the opportunity to listen or the opportunity to participate. And that, I think that that's important. When are we going to do these welcome calls? I want you to, the goal should be within the first 48 to 72 hours that someone joins. I don't know how about y'all, but there have been so many times that I've had a great conversation with a new personally sponsored ambassador. They're excited. We've walked through the process over the phone. I'm like, I'll check in with you as soon as I know you're getting your product. And I'll say, I would love to talk to you early next week to talk about, to get you started. And they're like, sure, great. And then you go to call them and they don't answer. And you send them a text and there's no response. And there's no this and there's no that. So then you've lost them. And then maybe when you talk to them when they get their product, but you've missed a whole week, a week and a half of kind of some of that excitement. Maybe it's taken a little bit longer for their product to come. Then they're disappointed. Then they're like, well, I don't even know. So you have to maximize. So my recommendation is when you're going to schedule this call is when you are signing them up and sponsoring them. You want to schedule a call. Can it change? Yes. Have you verified it with your upline that it's going to work? Probably not. And that is okay. I'm going to ask for anybody that's a leader to be as flexible as possible to be available for these. It's 10 minutes. It's not a night. It's not, I mean, you could do it from the ball field. You can do it in the car. You don't have to have notes in front of you, because what you're doing is you're validating more than anything. You're validating your downline for growing their team, and you're connecting and welcoming that person. It's just taking that extra step.
So in the three-way call, so I've sponsored somebody. It's my responsibility to make that outreach to Erica, because I've sponsored her, and connect you. It's
Yes.
technology using three-way call, not
Yes.
conference bridge. or
No, technology on your iPhone. If you do not know how to do it, if you do not have a smartphone, then we will direct you to Mr. Mango for three-way calls. But most of you should know how, like there's a switch button. I'm going to recommend that you call. Everything should be tailored as much as possible around the new ambassador's schedule and timing issues. So Erica says, well, I'm only available on Tuesday night for a call at 7:30. Great. I'm sure Jen will be able to make it. Then you send me a text. Hey, Jen, I need you or Phil on the call at 7:30 on Tuesday night with me. Then on Tuesday night, you're calling Erica and like, hey, is this still a good time? Maybe you're texting her. Hey, is this still a good time? I've got Jen ready to talk with you for just a few minutes tonight. She's so excited to meet you. You call Erica. Hold on, Erica. Everything good? Let me get Jen on the phone. And then you say, you make the introduction, and then you turn it over to the sponsor, the upline.
Sure.
The upline is going to be the one that does all the talking for this call. You have a relationship with Erica already, so you don't need to have a conversation so much about what's going on. The opportunity there is for me to get to know Erica. So, and then there's no talking over each other, because that can be really awkward on a three-way call. So Jackie introduces us. Okay, Jen, I'll turn it over to you. Da 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 da. Oh my gosh, Erica, I can't believe you've done, whatever I'm gonna say. I want you. Why I say that is because I want you to be genuine. If you say what I say to somebody, it might come off weird. But you're gonna welcome her to your team. You're gonna tell them. Maybe she's gonna. Do you have any questions for me? Do you want to know how long I've been doing this? Whatever it might be. I'm an open book. Ask away. And then you're like, I'm so excited. I am available to you through our team page. So then you're validating again that the team page is the primary source of communication. I do not want you to get stuck in a situation where Erica never checks the team page because she knows she can text Jackie at any time of day, any day, and get her answer immediately without going through the team page, which Jackie's probably already put on the team page, or somebody else has, or has a question. Direct them to your team page, because again, as you grow, or your upline's team page, as you grow, you want to be as efficient as possible and duplicatable, so that if Erica's super busy and she sees that Jackie's at her beck and call 24/7, she's like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't want to be that for somebody else. That may be a hindrance for her to continue to grow her team. And then why are we doing this? We're doing it obviously to connect people, to promote involvement, to give introductions, and to bridge a gap. We want to continue to build excitement, especially if there is a snafu with shipping, especially if that person starts their products and they gain weight and not lose weight. All of those things, we want to make sure that if Jackie goes out of town for 2 weeks, Erica feels comfortable enough that if she has a problem with her products or has a question, that she feels familiar enough with what's online or with me that she can reach out to me and not go, well, Jackie's gone for 2 weeks, so I guess I'll wait till she gets home. And we live in a world where technology is different now, but there are times that can happen, and that can be the difference between somebody continuing and pushing through or quitting altogether. And then the last thing that I want to say on that is that won't limit you geographically. These calls don't limit our ability to train and train well despite where somebody lives. And so you can't use the excuse, well, I don't live in Dallas, so I don't get to come to these meetings. Or I don't know who is on my team because my person's in Florida and they have no clue what's going on. These are going to be a systematic way that we just continue to envelop people. And if they don't want to participate, then they don't want to participate. And you can't argue. I don't want you to argue with them or fight with them about it. Say, we are available and ready when you are. And then just communicate that to your upline. Hey, Erica is totally not ready. I'll check back with her in a month and see where she's at with everything. Questions? Good. What's our third thing? Oh, I didn't get a moment. All right. So our last thing that we're going to do today, and I'm going to go get them in just a second, is they're in my purse. You should see them in the kitchen. Mom, will you get the note cards that are in my pocket of my purse, please? So a big thing that has been kind of just swirling in the atmosphere, for lack of a better word, since going to Jules training and at church and everything I've been exposed to online, and even our training on Thursday night, which was excellent, is the power of our words and the power of our thoughts and our belief system. And a number of times, even lately, the conversation has been, you're doing everything on paper, right, to grow a team. Why is your team not really growing? And we can all have reasons, but I know for Phil and I, and probably not Phil, so I can say for myself, but I think he does too, and he just doesn't realize it yet, that I have some limiting beliefs that I'm working through, that I have had to work through in the last week or two. And I can tell you that even in the last several weeks working through them, I'm seeing a change in my behavior, which is having a change. I'm having a change in my outlook, which is is changing the results of what's going on and how, oh, that was nice. What a nail. Oh, anyway. So the power of belief and thought process, and it's not just what we think on a regular basis. It's not just what we say out of our mouth. It's all of it. Our Thursday night training, for those of you that weren't there, again, Phil recorded it. Please, please, please go watch it. Please go watch it for yourself, if for nobody else. And if there's somebody that you know that would benefit from it, send it to them and let them watch it. So we had Scott Goss. He's the Tony Robbins speaker, trainer, and he did his shtick, that's what it is, but it's great. It was great and really took us through. Why are you looking at me like that? Well, because when you think of a trainer coming in, you expect them to motivate you. But when they motivate you, but they can get to the core of the reason why they're able to motivate you, I think that takes it to a whole different level. And when he talked about that, we have approximately 60,000 thoughts a day, and that the majority of those thoughts are the same thoughts every single day that we think over and over and over again. And when you think about those same thoughts that play over and over again, what are those thoughts? The majority of the thoughts that can come to mind are, I'm not good enough, I'm afraid, what if this happens, I don't look good, I don't do this, I don't measure up, this is no, this is a not. When that's all that you think, you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, then you limit your own potential. And when your potential is limited, then your actions are limited, because you're like, well, I've reached out to everybody on my follow-up list and not a single person has responded to me, or they've said no. So why should I continue to call people? Because I'm just going to get no's, and I'm sick of getting no's. So your results are limited, and it's a vicious cycle that you can stay in virtually every area of your life. And it just doesn't apply to just your business, but your business will severely be impacted if you have that thought process. Do you have something you want to say?
No, you're wrong. You're good.
So a girl stood up at Jules training last week that had gone to one of Sonia Dudley's, John Maxwell trainings about the process and thinking and switching on your brain. And they use the book, and it's with all of our stuff to be packed. That's by Caroline Leaf. And we are going to be starting a book study when we get back from vacation using that book and reading and really delving in, because I feel like that this is a life skill that we need to gain and to have victory in. This is not just about growing your business. You should be able to walk around with power and passion and happiness and joy and not be limited by what you are telling yourself every single day about your experience and your circumstance outside of your life. And so Betsy Collard shared, and she's been with the company for 4 years, and she became an Emerald ambassador 2.5 years into her business, and has been stuck at Emerald for the other 1.5 years, and really had some limiting beliefs about what she could do had she missed her window, what was going on. And so she wrote out some cards, and she was so kind enough to share her cards with me, even though they're really personal. And I want your cards today to be personal. But she's like, because of the freedom that she has found by using them, she wants other people to find freedom. So she's like, I'll expose whatever I have to expose to let you. So I am open to doing that as soon as I find my cards, because I've been carrying them around everywhere and I don't know where they are right now because the cleaning ladies came. But I want you to take a card and I want you to write something to yourself today that is positive, that is opposite of what you believe, that is edifying, that is life building. And I want you to go home and maybe buy your own set of note cards and make your own pack of note cards and read them and speak them aloud over yourself 3 to 4 times a day. And we can all say, I sat and listened to her. So she said, so she did it. She became very emotional because of the transformation that has taken place in that really short amount of time. She's been doing them for right at 30 days when she shared. The month before her team finished, she had some very specific ones that she was sharing that were based on her business. And the month before, in January, which is typically a good month for people, she added 30 ambassadors to her whole team. In the month of February, and we were not finished with February, they were over 100. And she believes that they did not change things. They didn't go in and had a technique here and had a technique there and tweak this. It was all about mindset for herself and for her team. But people started believing they could do what was written on those cards. And they started seeing it happen. And so I believe that for many of you, I know that from who was there on Thursday night, that many people struggle with this. This is something that everybody struggles with in some form or fashion, except Phil Mango, who walks around and says he's hot in our kitchen, screaming,
Yes,
scaring our
all
kids.
the time.
But
Quick thing. So, and it just relates to belief. Tamara Holloway says this, right? I love this quote. She said it in the summer when we were in Maui. Belief does not come from success. Success comes from belief. So it starts first here with your mind.
right.
And so once you share one of your affirmations, because you've been saying them nonstop around the house, and I have seen a huge change just in this last week. So be bold, and so people have an understanding of what an affirmation is.
Okay, so one of them is that our team is experiencing exponential growth. I am attracting go-getters, goal setters, and influential, talented rock stars to our team. They are drawn to me. They come and they want the business before I even offer them the opportunity. Those kinds of things, when you can write out what you want, what you think, oh, I wish, so many times we sit around and go, well, I wish I had a na. Well, I wish I didn't, but I don't, no. Oh, I'm not going to have enough money for this. I have more than enough money to pay my bills. I have more than enough money for Phil when he comes to me and says, I think I'm going to quit my job, that it's okay to quit my job. I know that I am taken care of and I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night stressed out because there's not enough money to pay the car payment. Whatever the specific thing is, and it's going to be different for all of you, the more specific you can be, the better. You might start with really glossed over global kind of, my Plexus team rocks, and we're going to break a record for the month of March. Maybe that's where you have to start. And you read it over and over again till it comes out of you and you don't have to look at the card. But then maybe for next month, you're going to write, we are going to add over 150 ambassadors to our team. It needs to scare you. It needs to be like, what? Seriously, it needs to be that. It needs to be that thing that you know in your mind. Because here's the deal. Your mind doesn't know what's the truth. Do you realize that? Your mind only knows what you tell it. It is like a muscle. It has a memory. So if you have said, my team sucks. My team just wants to be personal use ambassadors. My team is never going to grow. I'm the only one that's growing my team. Guess what your brain tells you? It tells you that. And it tells you that to the tune of 30 or 40,000 times a day every single day. So what if you retrain that and take that one out and say, my team is going to add 25 ambassadors this month. I am so excited that 10 people on my team are going to turn silver. I'm so excited that I'm earning the Silver Star trip in April. I'm so excited that I can't believe, you don't even use the word can't believe. Don't even do that. Say, I see myself walking on the stage and getting a lay to go to Kona. I'm sitting in an emerald seat at convention.
Diamond seat.
Yes, a diamond seat. I'm just giving them a variety of different things
Good.
to be thinking about. So write out your cards and then don't write them out and lose them like I did, because then you have to write some more. Or don't write them out and stick them in your Bible or leave them by your bedside. Put them in your purse. They should be like tattered up, sweated on, Kool-Aid, whatever you're giving your kids, peanut butter. They should be with you everywhere. You should have your whole family start to do it as you start to do it and start to have be empowered.
Let me give you an example of this mindset, because Jen's right. I operate in this about 90% of the time, and the 10% is when I get dragged down. I'm kidding. You'd never drag me down. So,
We didn't
no.
even go there.
We're gonna
Kidding.
leave him.
So, no, I'll give you a practical example. So I'm the president of the Frisco Ice Hockey Association, and our team is going to nationals. First time they've ever done this in the 15-year history. And so I went to our board and I said, we're going to raise $25,000. Now, mind you, we have less than 30 days to do this. We're going to raise $25,000 to be able to pay for this team to go. I don't want
And
the
it's
parents.
expensive for hockey players.
Hockey is $2,000 a year, plus this trip is going to be another $2,000 for each family. So they hadn't budgeted or planned on. Okay, has that ever been done in Frisco hockey? Never. Were the other 11 board members looking at me like I had three eyes? Yes. But I have this unwavering belief that this is what we're going to do, this is the charge, and we're doing this. Okay, so that's my belief, that's my mindset. No matter what negativity goes around, this is where we're going. Doubters fall to the side, everyone get in line. So here's the net result. We're not done fundraising. We've already raised over $10,000 of my $25,000 goal. We only needed 15, but my goal is 25. So that's like, you only want to be an emerald, might not say diamond. Let's shoot for the stars. If we miss, we still land in the clouds. So anyhow, I say all to say this. Now what's happened, because I've had this belief, and now other people have seen the results. Now everyone's jumping on board, and it's this mushroom effect, this compounding effect of we're going to blow past that goal. So it starts with you as a leader, and I tell that to say that anything is possible when you have it between the ears and you firmly believe it and speak it. And don't let the thought of, gosh, what if I say we're going to add 100 ambassadors and we only add 10? I'm going to look like an idiot, right? Because that's the thing that can creep in. At the end of the day, who cares?
You added 10 when you
Who
probably could have
cares? Who cares? I promise you, no one's going to go back to you and say, well, I'm just keeping an account of all your affirmations, and you only reached 10% of your affirmations, so I don't think it really worked. No one does that, right?
Delete them.
Exactly. Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. So speak life. I think that's what it comes down to. Speak life and take the negative and turn it into a positive. On the moon, I am less than 200 pounds. Boom. Gravity is the only thing holding me down here on Earth. So speak positivity. Cool? Okay. We're going to say goodbye to our online audience. Thank you all very much. Have an amazing March. We appreciate you. Go Plexus.